Hi, my name is Peggy Knight, and I've had alopecia areata in various forms most of my life. 2 years ago, I lost everything. Eyelashes, eyebrows, and I realized at that point that I had to start creating my face every single day. I've researched it, I've studied it, I do it every morning, and I am here to tell you that you can create a natural eyebrow and eyelash illusion with only 10 minutes in the morning. So I'm going to go wash my face now, and when I come back I will have a clean slate and I'll show you my 10-minute technique. So here I am as advertised, complete clean slate, no makeup, got a little tattooing on my eyes and my eyebrows, but other than that I have no makeup on at all. First thing I want to talk about is how to choose the right eyelash for you. So I happen to be Italian, and I used to have very dark, thick, long lashes. So I purchased thicker ones like this. If you're a blonde, you may want to go with brown as opposed to black, and you may want to have a finer lash that's a little more natural looking for you. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to remove the lashes from its tray and then prepare them to go on to your face. So the first thing that you want to do when you get your eyelashes is you want to remove them from the tray. Always use tweezers when you're removing them from the tray and start from the outside in. Pull it away. These are attached with glue to the tray, so be very careful when you pull it so you don't tear them or rip them. Notice the width of this lash. Even though it is called a demi lash, it is too wide for the eye. You have to remove at least 1/16 to 1/4 of an inch on the outer corner of the eye. Let me demonstrate. I'm going to take small manicure scissors, and I'm actually just going to cut that outside. You can see I've removed 1/16 of an inch from this eyelash. Now we're going to look at it and we're going to say, okay, that's much better fit. The next thing you're going to do with your lash is you're going to prepare it. They're very stiff when they come off the trays, so you want to make them more flexible and pliable. So you're going to go back and forth a few times. Think of a new pair of shoes that are stiff when you put them on and then you break them in. These require a little bit of manipulation so that they apply naturally and they go into the shape of the eye and not straight across. Now that you've manipulated it a few times, the next thing I want to show you is that you take your tweezers and you hold the eyelash by the tweezer, leaving the rim or the strip across the top free. Take your glue. I'm using a duo glue. Make sure that you use this type of glue and not the glue with a brush. The brush glue is meant to be used for eyelash extensions, and the glue goes on eyelashes and it should not go on your bare skin. This happens to be a dark duo. It comes out of the tube gray, and when it dries black. The other duo comes out of the tube white and it dries clear. Again, if you're a blonde, you probably want to use the white clear, and if you're a brunette, you probably want to use the dark gray that turns to black. So when applying this, you want to just squeeze it. By the way, if this glue is old, throw it away. Always use fresh glue. If you're not using fresh glue, the eyelash will not stay on your eye. It will fall off. So make sure it's very fresh. Every couple of weeks, maybe, depending how often you use it, you should be buying new glue. I'm going to squeeze it I'm going to get just a little coming out the top. You can see just a little. Do not over glue your lashes. All you need is just a little bit. Now I'm going to take the lash and the glue and I'm going to apply it sparingly to the edge. You do not want to put too much glue on the edge. Very sparingly on the edge. Sometimes I might go over it a couple of times. Don't get the glue in the lash area. The glue must stay only on the edge of the strip on the edge. Now I'm going to tell you the most important part. And remember, I told you so. Do not apply this to your face or to your eyelid until this is almost dry. If you put it on right away, it will not stick. It will slip off the lid. The glue will get into your eye. You will tear up. You will get angry. You will throw it across the room, and you will say, I'll never do this one again. So what I'm saying to you is learn from me. Don't do what I used to do. Do what I tell you to do now. This is patience. So I'm going to go tick, tock, and I'm going to give it, you can tell by looking at it, it's still gray. It hasn't started turning yet. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes. Walk around the room, do whatever else you need to do. Don't put it on too soon. Now I take my eyelash and I drop it right to the edge of the lid. See where it sticks right in the center. Then I take the edge, the outer edge, and position it. And then I take the inner edge and then I move it to make sure it's exactly where I want it to be. Then I take the back of the tweezers and lift up so that I have a natural slope. And that's how you put your eyelashes on. Remember, you don't want to have an eyeliner on. Eyeliners have a lot of wax, and the glue does not want to stick to wax. That's it. There we go. Now let's apply the other side. So now I have both lashes. This one is dry. This one is starting to dry. It's very important that you make sure that they both have the same slope. You don't want one eyelash down and one eyelash up. The other thing that's very important is where you place it. This eyelash should be at least a 1/4 inch from the corner of your eye and about a 1/16 of an inch from the outside corner of your eye. You do not want to have your lashes run from corner to corner. And that's about it. It's looking pretty good. And I think we're about 5 minutes into it. So when you put your eyelashes on and you glue them on, you see that there's a very harsh line across the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a shadow to camouflage that line and make it less obvious. So I'm using a angled brush. I'm using a dark brown shadow and I'm going to dot the shadow along the edge. This softens that hard edge, and I'll do it on both sides. It gives you just a little more of a natural look when someone is looking down at you. At this point, you want to just continue your normal makeup routine. So I'm going to put my shadow on just like I would every day. I'm going to go and create it above the line, and I'm going to go to this side, and I'm going to create my normal look. I'm going to put a little lighter color up here in this area. And put a little lighter color up here, right underneath the brow. I'm going to take my pointed brush again, and I'm going back to the dark, and I'm going to line the eye. I'm going to round it around the eye right here at the bottom. This also softens the look and gives you the look and feel of lashes below. Big mistake that a lot of people make is they line their eyes with a pencil that's way too dark for them. The next step is to take a pencil, but don't use black or coal. I'm using a green pencil, and it brings out the color of my eyes. So let me show you where I'm going to line. I'm going to lift the lash, and I'm going to line on the white part, under the lash itself, and then I'm going to go to the bottom lid, and in the white part and a little bit on the skin, I'm going to line it. It's very light and subtle, not dark and black. It gives a very natural look. The tendency is to go dark. In reality, all that does is draw attention to the fact that you don't have eyelashes. Now I want to do a little technique on the eyebrow. You see I have a little bit of color, that's from tattooing. Now I'm going to take a pencil, and I'm going to use a brown because this is the color of my hair. And I'm going to go like this. Can you see? I've given it little strokes. And so from a distance, even up close, it looks like I have hair growing out of my eyebrows. There we go. So now I finished the eyelashes, the liner, the brows. I put on a little blush. I put on a little lipstick. Now I'm going to do the finishing, the crowning glory. I'm going to put on my hair, and so here I am, 10 minutes later. You can see for yourself. A natural looking eyebrow and very natural looking eyelashes, and all it took me was 10 minutes and a few tools and a few techniques. You too can do it.